All right, I have to come on and talk about an issue, and it just can't wait until the next episode of the podcast. I am so fucking sick and tired of Reddit. I've had it up to here. I've talked about it maybe here or there, and just sort of kind of one-off mentions. But this site has gone completely crazy. I don't use Reddit all that often, but occasionally I feel the need to write something or to ask a question, and what better place to do that than a site that kind of aggregates all the sorts of interesting posts from across the internet. So obviously it's election season, and I wrote what I thought was a fairly insightful piece on the election, and I posted it to my blog, which I kind of rearranged over the weekend and kind of moved it away from Game Escape, and I'm going to talk about some new and different things. So I posted it there, and my view counts have more zeros than binary code. So I was like, you know what? Let's put this out on Reddit. I'll post this to Reddit because the idea isn't to sort of get popularity for these posts, but actually to have a discussion. And I thought what I had to say was at least worthy of discussion and possibly actually very controversial if you cared to read it. So I find a subreddit called r/political discussions. And I figured, well, here a lot of people are sort of posting rhetorical questions or posting their opinions. So this seems like a good place to post this item. So I post it, and it is flagged for soapboxing. And I said to the moderator, I said, well, what do you mean, what is soapboxing? This is, in their rules, they said they wanted high effort pieces. You couldn't just ask, 4-sentence question. You couldn't just put a link. No, you had to really craft a post. And so this was a well-crafted post. It was about 1,800 words. And I said, well, what is soapboxing about this? And they get back with the typical snarky response, well, you didn't ask a question. No, I asked a question. I said, what is soapboxing? It was in the subject line. And he's like, well, you wrote multiple paragraphs expressing an opinion. That's soapboxing. And so in a place called political discussions, you can't discuss people's opinions about politics. I mean, that's absurd. And then another moderator comes back and says, well, there's a subreddit called political opinions. It would have been better for that. What the fuck does it matter? Okay, I'm not posting something about, I'm not posting a cat meme to a political discussion post. I have a political point to make. It's in political discussions. I'm not saying it's news. I'm not spamming a link to my blog. No, this is a real issue that should be discussed. And this is just one of many utterly absurd interactions I've had with Reddit moderators. These little keyboard dictators that sit there and determine what counts as a question, what counts as high effort, low effort. This is the best one. So I mentioned, I guess I don't know when, but anyway, I have a friend who's into wrestling, and I was over at his place, and he's got a huge tape library of like old wrestling footage. So we popped in an old VHS. We were watching, I think, a 1986 episode of Prime Time, and it's a squash match. And I don't know who the star was, but the opponent for the squash, the jobber, was a guy named Mickey Foley, and it was actually, in my friend's opinion, one of the first televised matches that Mick Foley had ever had. So I was like, all right, stop this. I'm going to, let me take a picture with my phone, and we got it where it said Mickey Foley. And I'm going to post this to R squared circle. People might like this. And so I posted there, and I'm like, hey, guys, this was the episode. My friend found this, and here's a picture of Mick Foley as a jobber. And it gets deleted because it was a low-effort post. Now, bear in mind, on this particular day, there were about 50 fucking John Cena memes that were just blowing up and upvoted, into the skies. But no, I go to someone's house who's a collector of vintage wrestling footage. I find old footage, in his opinion, one of the first, maybe the first televised match ever of Mick Foley, and I post it there. And, someone could tell me, no, he was on in 1979. What do I know? But that's not a low-effort post. And it's that nastiness, it's that close-mindedness of these people that is actually stymieing discussion. It's stymieing free speech in the name of Reddit. I mean, I can go on and on. I posted over the summer, I found this article about economics. It was an economist writing in, I think, Financial Times or Forbes, and he was saying that, there were 76 million Americans who have no savings, but this is not a problem. And his argument was, it doesn't matter if you have no savings. As long as you have easy access to credit, you can just, instead of saving your money to pay for things, you can pay for things and then pay off your consumption over time. It was a perfect solution for him. That's an incredibly controversial point. So I post this onto Our Economics. And for an hour, people are responding back. Great discussion going on. It gets shut down because it's only tenuously economic in nature, because it was an opinion piece by an economist and not a journal article or not a real sort of main article on Forbes. I mean, you've got to be kidding. What is the point of using Reddit if you're constantly being shut? Every post you make is being shut down because it's got the wrong flair, it's in the wrong section. You know how many times that I've posted something to PC gaming, and even though it was about a PC game, it belonged in, that's PC Master Race, that's build setup. I mean, as long as it's related to the topic, why delete it? And then you have just the close-minded bastards that circulate around Reddit, the Reddit hive mind, the Reddit echo chamber of similar opinions, and no place is it worse than on our retro gaming and our game collecting. These people are fucking pains in the asses. And I've got on there, and I was excited when I first got onto Reddit. Oh, retro gaming, this has got to be great. I mean, I've posted things there that I found, and, maybe 2 years ago someone else posted it. And like, oh, we've seen that already. And yet, and here's the funny thing, the translation thing that I did on the Nintendo Tour, that French documentary that I posted, that has been sent to Reddit Retro Gaming multiple times, and yet, because I guess the person that posts it is in the good graces of these moderators, they don't, it doesn't get removed. Yeah, we've seen it before, but let's talk about it again. I posted a question about selling my lot, this lot that I was selling to retro, to game collecting. I said, look, I haven't really looked at the marketplace in detail in a while. Is there a good alternative to eBay? Does the price charting, did their, I guess they have a service that took off. How's Game Gavel doing? Is that still working? And they told me, no one wants your collection. It's stupid. You don't have anything of value. Well, hey guys, you didn't even look at it, okay? I was just asking a question. How do you know what I have? They're like, no one wants your Blades of Steel. It's just, it is so irritating. This is a website that could be a fundamentally great website, and it's just devolving into a mess of psychotic rules that destroys your ability to have free and open conversation. So you know what? Fuck Reddit. I'm done with Reddit. It's not to say that I won't browse it from time to time, but I'm not posting anymore. It's not even worth posting things. It's not even the time it takes to type something out, the time it takes to actually construct a thoughtful piece of writing, and then submit it to Reddit only to be told, well, it doesn't fit with this rule or that rule, or it belongs here and not there. It's an absolute waste of time. It is a total disgrace, and I don't know what you guys think about it. I don't know. I mean, obviously, I'm very pissed off right now. But do you find the same thing? Is your experience with Reddit similar to mine? Because quite frankly, I'm tired of it. I'm done. This website can go to hell.